All right, it's your English teacher, Mrs. Klein, back at it again with part two because I was notified that I had reached my length for a free video recording. So here we are with part two of the video. So if you haven't watched part one, please go back to that and watch it first. Otherwise, you're going to be confused. Okay, so for part two, I had just uploaded my image carousel. So now I'm going to show you how to add your paragraph and how to add the little header above your paragraph. All right, so to make the heading above my paragraph, I select a text box. I'm going to select heading. So this time, click heading. I'm going to put the title of my collage in quotation marks because that's the title, and that way people know what I'm referring to. And I'm going to justify it center. So here it is. Okay. So then the last thing I have to do is put in my text box with my paragraph. Now, do you think that I should just sit here and like type paragraph right off the dome, right off the top of my head, right here? No, you should not. And that's why on Classroom, I posted an outline for you to craft your paragraph. So let's look at that outline. All right, so I'm here at my outline. Now, the version that you see, it has an overview in this column of what needs to go in each part. And then over here, it has my example, okay? So my example is there to show you what I mean so that you understand what to do. And then you are gonna type yours part by part here. Now, I am not doing too much or doing the most. I just wanna make sure that you have a clear paragraph because the whole point of your portfolio is to help you maybe get a job, an internship, a scholarship. So we need it to look super professional. We need it to be great, okay? So after you've typed your paragraph, you might be like, do I just copy and paste this table on my website? No, 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 no. That would be confusing. Okay. And then you're like, do I have to copy and paste all of this one at a time? No, you actually don't. So let me show you what you can do to make this easier. Okay. So once you have your paragraph typed completely in this column, you can select all the cells of this column. Now make sure you just select the cells of this column. Okay. Then you right click and you can click merge cells. Once you merge the cells, your text is now here all together without the different lines in between it. Now, one step you might miss, you got to make sure and hit backspace so this all goes together so it doesn't look like separate paragraphs. You might be like, Ms. Klein, why is your paragraph so long? Well, it's an example. Also, I'm an English teacher, not an English student. So, like, don't freak out if yours isn't this long, but it follows all those requirements, you're fine. All right, so now that I have it all in one place and it is organized in one paragraph, I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to hit Control C, which means copy. I could also right click and then select copy over here, but I already did Control C. So I copied it. Okay, now I'm going back to my portfolio and I'm going to place it in a text box. All right, so I want to click text box. I'm going to select it. Now here, normal text is fine, but I did notice that's what I did the first time, and it looked kind of small. Oh, you know why? Because I chose small. Don't select small. That is too small. Select normal text. That's much better. And then you're going to paste your paragraph. Now, it doesn't indent, and I don't think the tab button works. So how do you get a pretty little indent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits of the space bar, and look, I have an indent. Now, I will say, and I forgot this part, before you paste it on your website, when you have it in over here in your when you have it over here, I would say, trade with a friend, trade with someone, make sure it looks okay. If you have these blue squiggly lines, that's like a grammar warning. Consider changing to Odysseus. Is that not what I have? It looks like it is. Oh, um, it wants me to get rid of the when. No, that when should be there. So if the grammar is wrong, you can ignore it, but maybe have someone else read it, check it before it goes on your website. All right, so back at my website. I've checked it. It looks good. Do not center justify a paragraph. That is a no-no. It should be left justified. Okay, that's the default. Leave it like this. Don't bold it. Don't italicize it. The only thing that should be italicized is the title of the Odyssey. So here you go. Here's your paragraph. Okay, so you should be done. Now, Something else you can do, if your group made a video and your video looks good, you can insert your video. So you can go to insert, and down here there's YouTube if you put it there. If it's in your drive, I think you can upload it. The best thing is if you have it on YouTube, okay? But make sure you've shared it so anyone with the link can see it. Now, my video, if you remember from class, it had feedback problems. So I'm not going to post it on here because if I wanted people to see it, I would probably redo it. Now, this might be a good time for you to ask yourself, should I redo part of my project? Is this good enough to go on my page? If you have time to redo something, if you didn't get a great grade on something, you can redo it and let me know and I can regrade. All right, so to recap, at this point, you should have your ninth grade page, you should have a heading, you should have an image carousel, you should have your title, you should have your paragraph, okay? Just to make sure I've done everything I'm supposed to do, I'm going to look back over the handout that I put on Classroom. Now, I have to find it because I didn't have it open, so that's my fault. I think it was called Portfolio Lesson, so let's find that. Portfolio Lesson. Yeah, that looks right. All right, so let me double check to make sure I've done everything I'm supposed to do. Okay, this is due by the end of class for 100. Perfect. Here's some questions you might have had. There's the link to my sample portfolio. Okay, directions. I have an academics page, ninth grade page, perfect. Okay, I have my header. Okay, I have my image carousel. Okay, and I went to Miss Klein's album to get it, or I used my own pictures. I have a text box. Ooh, you know what? Miss Klein didn't put on here that you need to put the title of your project. So I'm going to add that right now because I just think it's better to have a little break between your image carousel and your text. So I'm going to put then add a text box, select heading, type, and center, justify the name of your project. Okay, cool. All right, so, and then the optional puts the link to the video. I'm not doing that because my video wasn't good. How do I turn it in? Paste the link to your portfolio on the outline document and turn it in. What outline document am I talking about? I'm talking about the paragraph, the portfolio paragraph. And I will put that big at the top. You can also make it as a comment. Now, here it says, if you do not paste the link, or if you paste the wrong link, you will lose points. So how do I make sure that I'm pasting the right link? That's a great question. All right, so let's go back. Now, when I'm done, I have to hit publish. If I don't hit publish, no one can see it. So I'm gonna hit publish. I'm gonna wait. All right, there it is. I published it. Okay, so now I hit right up here, copy publish site link. Now, if I copy this where it says edit, someone who is not an editor of my site is not going to be able to go here, okay? So copy published site link, copy link. Now, if you want to make sure you have the right link, you open another tab, you paste that link. Ta-da, there it is. Now scroll down to make sure everything's published, because if you hit published, you know, first, oh, and look, this picture's loading. Is it right? Yeah, it is. It's just loading slowly because it's a huge picture. Okay, so there we go. Everything's here, and that looks much better this size than the small. So I'm going to go back and fix that on my original one. Now, when you go to my portfolio, this page, ninth grade 2, is going to be deleted because there's no reason for me to have two. I just made this one to show you on the video. FYI about that. If you have any questions, get stuck, are super confused, just send me an email. I'm going to be doing things in Cleveland. I probably can't respond right away, but you never know. what I'm going to be doing. And the best thing to do is, like, if you have a problem, let your teacher know in the moment, because if you let me know when I come back, I'm going to be looking at you like, why didn't you let me know then? Because if you wait several days, it seems like you're coming up with some kind of excuse. So if you have a problem, share that problem in the moment, but also ask your classmates. Some of them are really good at this stuff, much better than I am, so they may be